Only one kid in history had ever attempted what Benny was about to. And he got eaten. So we were worried. Real worried. Even when Benny brought out the secret weapon. Shoes guaranteed to make a kid run faster and jump higher. PF Flyers.
We can't let him do this, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode of the Slate Laced podcast.
For the gang.
Yep. It is officially the start of spooky season. Blair's got on his tee. Mm-hmm. Eric's got on some, festive green and orange.
Yeah.
We are ready, and we're kicking it off with a spooky movie, a horror film, the latest horror film by James Wan, and it is called Malignant.
James. Mm-hmm. He wrote it too, didn't he?
Yeah, written and directed by James Wan himself. Malignant is about Madison, a paralyzed woman. Madison is paralyzed by shocking visions of grisly murders, and her torment worsens as she discovers that these waking dreams are in fact terrifying realities. So from that plot, you don't really kind of get what we got in the film, but that's just me. Really quick, it is obviously, like we just said, written and directed by James Wan, starring Annabelle Wallis. What's funny? What?
James.
Maddie Hassan, George Young, and Nicole Brianna White. What's funny?
What's funny?
What?
I'm just hyped. I'm just ready to do it.
Ready?
Go. Ready to go. What's that song? Ready to go.
Well, let's start off. Blair, we'll start you off with initial thoughts.
Run away. Run away. Initially, I did remember seeing the trailer.
Yep.
I want to say I was either watching Candyman or I was watching, what did I watch before that? In theater. It was the one
you
when,
probably saw it with the Candyman.
Yeah.
Because the trailer's been out for the AMC. Anytime you go to the AMC,
Yeah.
you were seeing the Malignant trailer, and you was
Okay.
like, oh, okay.
So I saw it. I remember thinking that scene that they showed in the trailer where she was in the police station, where she was like, they want to talk to you when the phone call.
Yeah, I don't think that's the trailer I saw.
You seen a completely different trailer?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I've seen
So
that
I
one.
saw that, and
I think I just got her sleep on the side. Like,
I may have
she's
seen that
just,
in the
like,
trailer
stuck.
as well.
Like, yeah, that's
I
what
may
I
have seen
think.
that in the trailer as well. But I remember seeing that scene at the end when it, at the end of the trailer, that was when it kind of popped up, and I was like, oh, this might be kind of creepy. This might be interesting, But also at the same time, I didn't connect that was Malignant and Malignant, what we were getting ready to review. And
okay,
the
alright,
homework film.
alright,
So I didn't connect the two. And then I remember watching that scene in the film, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is Malignant.
Yeah.
Cool. It's Malignant, And then
He said Malignant.
and then but the initial thoughts was I was like, oh, this might be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric, your initial thoughts?
Y'all sent me a couple of choices. We went with the other one for the first.
Yep.
And, I chose it. I thought it was about to be.
You thought it was promising?
Because I sent you this and Cry Macho.
Yeah, it felt promising, and it just felt promising.
Same.
The trailer that I had saw, I don't know particularly what was going on in the trailer that I saw.
There's a couple different ones floating around, so it just depends on what movie you was at.
Yeah, I can't really dictate what was really going on in that trailer, but when we get into this movie and we dig in, I got Dre, I got something to say.
So for me, it was the same. I was definitely thinking that it was going to be a promising horror film. Any horror film I'm going to see, so I was excited to get into it. I think
And
I
you're
had
a
seen
horror head. You're a
exactly,
horror
and
head.
I
Yeah,
had
big
seen
time.
some other stuff by James Wan. I know he had done some like Fast and Furious
James.
movies, so I was like, okay, he's going back to his roots because his roots are horror. He's done like a couple of the Conjurings and like the Saw movies,
Okay.
so that's like his thing. So he was getting back to his bread and butter, and I was like, all right, let me check it out.
You said James did Saw?
Yeah, he did he directed it. I don't know if he wrote those, but he definitely directed it and then produced some of them. Produced some of them as well. So yeah, I was excited. I was definitely excited. But again, I saw Malignant when I was seeing a bunch of those AMC movies like back to back. So yeah, I just kind of got lost in the shuffle, and then we decided to review it. So here we are.
Here we are.
Let's get into that. You want to start with the pros, or we want to start with the good, the bad, the ugly?
We can start with the good.
We can
Start with the good.
Let's start with the good.
I'll start for me. The good was that, the beginning started off strong. I don't have a ton of positives, but I feel like the first hour of the movie was the best part. And it was just different and unique. That's pretty much all I got for my pros. I'm gonna get into more of it with the cons, but for me, yeah, it was mainly it was different, so I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that unique storyline. It was engaging. I definitely was trying to piece together the clues and stuff in the beginning of the film, and then like I said, I felt like the first hour was the strongest part, so that definitely kept me engaged.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Blair, you got any pros?
Yeah, I felt like this was probably the weirdest film I had seen in a good amount of time. Definitely the weirdest film I seen this year. And I remember just watching it, I was like, dang, this is weird.
It's definitely off the beaten path.
And I say that in a good way because, it just didn't feel like a conventional film, right? Obviously it's gonna follow the same, hero's journey is still gonna follow the format and things like that. But it was still, it was able to do that, but still kind of just have you what is this?
Yeah, it was unique. It was very unique. I'm giving them points for that.
But with that, there's the pro and the con to that. Me saying that it was that off the beaten path. But I do like that he went that route. I remember watching it and I was like, dang, that's kudos to him to even wander to that side of the road and attempt to do it. Because you don't even know how successful you're gonna be when you do that, right? You can really just go out on a limb. Essentially, is what you're doing. You're just I hope the audience likes this, and then you're just hoping and you make a good film because it's you could just stick to your standard and know it'll make some money, and maybe it won't be that good, or you can take a chance, and then it also may not be good. Or it can actually be really good, and then the audience can be like, dang, this was kind of crazy, and it was successful. But so that was a positive for me. Another positive is I do have a few positives, so bear with me. I know, the table may not have too many, I'm guessing, just judging by what you said. But another positive for me I liked the female character, the lead. I thought she did a pretty good job acting. She was kind of able to.
I have that on my cons, but go ahead.
No. I'm not talking about the plot twist, that side of acting.
Me neither.
I just mean
I'm talking about straight up reading lines.
No, I think that there was a couple moments where she was able to draw emotion pretty well, and I was just oh, not bad, not too shabby. So that was a positive to me as well. I don't remember her name, but she was the female detective. She was the best character in the whole film.
Nicole something. I read it off in the beginning, but
Okay.
yeah, I agree. She
was the best character in the whole film.
She's been in something else that I've seen, but
she had me laughing for sure.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really find too much to laugh about, but anytime she spit something out, I was rolling. I was flat out dead when she was so we're looking for Sloth from the Goonies. When they was looking at the picture, I was rolling because I'm just like, I mean, you're with this film, I feel like you're looking for a lot to cling on to.
Yep.
And she was the best thing that you had. And then another thing I did like was the night mood. It just always felt like the film was kind of like at nighttime. Even during the day, it was always dark, had the dark mood. The random fog, even when there wasn't supposed to be fog, you know, it just like he was just like kind of creating this world that necessarily didn't exist, but it was still interesting to see. I liked seeing that we were in a different setting. You know, we were over in Washington. You know, usually we're like somewhere like cliche or like in a typical horror. You know, you might go somewhere really far away and off the beaten path, where you're like in the middle of the woods or something. But this was like, nah, we're in the city, but we're not in Los Angeles. No, we're not in New York. You know, we're like somewhere kind of new. You know, so it was just kind of cool to see that as well. Getting the rainy mood as well, because I feel like not a lot of horror films is just always raining. Yes, there's rain in some horror films, but there was like a little bit of things that he did differently, and I think it was daring of him to do it. So I applaud him for that. You know, I think that was cool. So I mean, I did have a few positives.
Yeah.
No,
a lot of pros. He had pros, but you just got cons. You got straight cons. You ain't got nothing positive.
Oh, my bad. I spoke too soon.
Look,
pros.
It's cool.
Yeah, a lot of pros. Yeah, a lot of pros. Pros. Anyway. So, the mic is over to me, right?
Yeah.
The floor. All right, check it. So, yeah, pros. I like how he wrote it. I like that he wrote. You know what I mean? It was different. It was weird.
It's something you haven't seen.
Yeah, for real. So you should see it because it's weird. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. It's different.
But sometimes when you take that risk, though,
yeah,
it can kind of bite you in the butt a little bit.
It can kind of bite you in the butt
and that's what happened. So it looks like we're all in agreement on the fact that we like that he took this weird risk.
Yeah.
And made something different.
Yeah.
But that really is kind of it for the pros, guys. Like, it's hard to evaluate this one for sure, but I mean, let's get into these cons. So for me, the main cons were, so Blair touched on the cast. The cast for me was just, it fell flat. I'm not saying that I need big names because there weren't any real big names in this movie, but I need to be captivated. I need something to latch on to. None of the characters were likable to me. Again, I don't know if that's the way the characters were written. I don't know if that's the way the actors played it, whose fault it was, but I just was not like rooting for anyone necessarily. So that's, to me, you didn't deliver it well. That's bad acting. I mean, look, I know these people, they're the ones with the performing arts degree and not me, but I'm an audience member. I'm a movie fan. And yeah, I wasn't rooting for anyone, and I just wasn't pulled in by them. Like Blair said, the lady, her name escapes me, she was probably the best. The Asian detective guy, he wasn't that. I was like ready for him to.
He just wanted to chase the booty around.
He was on the girl, but his character wasn't that great.
It was just like, yo, all the acting was bad.
And the lead, she probably pulled most of it. I would say pulled most of the weight, but again, I'm not captivated. I wasn't with her. I mean, the victim thing, it wasn't me. So that was the first one, and then the end. I felt like I said, the positive for me was the first hour of the film, and the last 15 minutes just completely destroyed the whole thing for me.
I have to just chime in.
Go ahead.
You know what I mean? And then when it's my turn, then I'll talk too, and then y'all just chime in. I'll just chime in with you and just join. Yes.
About the ending?
Yes. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. We don't care about that.
Yeah.
Why would that even be You know,
he set it up so well, and you thought it was going to be something so
like you could
more eloquent than what it was. So they're setting up these puzzle pieces in the beginning, and that's what's intriguing me. I'm like, all right, so what's it going to be? Like, why all of a sudden is she in this sleep paralysis state? Like, what's going on? And then for it just to be that, I was like, it just turned corny.
Yeah.
It went from like a real,
like
who done it, find the murderer, find the serial killer, to like corny, like slasher gore horror film, which is not, I don't know if that's what he wanted to make. Obviously that's what he makes, because he makes Saw or wrote Saw, and that's just all gore. But still, like, it was going somewhere to like important.
Yeah,
and then
you just let me down. You just let me down.
And then it just took a left.
Just let me down.
Yeah.
That's all he did.
So that was my thing. It just ended up being like
James,
just corny, and I couldn't rock with it. Yeah. So that it literally was a decent setup, let down by the last 15 minutes of the film, and that was like my main con.
He sucked at the end, bro. You sucked at the end, bro, because why is she turned around like that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so
we're not trying to get into too many spoilers.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Well, yeah, I had a few cons. I remember watching it, and then I texted Sydney after I saw it, you know. And for me, like,
I think that was my response too. Like, you watched the movie, I was completely destroyed by the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, but see, that even had me confused, because I don't think at any point when I was watching this movie did I think it was like even really enjoyable. You know,
except for the acting and the lady that was bringing the emotional depth, like you said, for the pro.
No, yeah. There's always a pro to the movie, though. There's a start time and an end time, and they follow it, right? Like there's a pro to any and every movie. But my thing is that when I was watching, I just never thought like, like this one's kind of decent. You know, like, oh, this is like on the way to getting a solid rating or something. I don't remember ever watching it and thinking that. So for me, I think
it was just I thought it was gonna be more substance than what it ended up being. Mm-hmm. I thought we were gonna get something like.
Well, they tried to do an intricate plot.
Yeah, I was going intricate, and then it just wasn't.
Let me down.
So I guess that was But go ahead. Go ahead.
For me, the structure of the film is one of the main things that I didn't like. I really felt like the first 20 minutes they could have did without the film. Actually, the stuff that they set up, that set it all in motion. We didn't necessarily need, and I know what one of the things that they were doing is like, you know, when you're setting up a film, you're leaving out all of the pieces for us to figure out, right? And like, so when it all comes full circle, we go, okay, that happened because of that, and that happened because of this, and so on and so forth. But some of the things that like they began to introduce and stuff was just like, I was like, okay, yeah, we could do without that. Or like in the beginning, the way they set up the beginning, I was like, okay, so this is necessary, right? It's very necessary because of if you're gonna go with your typical horror film. But then we didn't go the typical horror route, so then I was like, oh, that beginning was not even remotely necessary in my mind. Like her with the abuse and all of that. Like in my mind, we didn't even have to show that, and we could have just showed the effects of her in her life and her struggle, you know, and like if you can see how she's like affected without having to show that, I think it would have been a little bit more powerful. But then we started to go into this complex plot where then I felt like it was no longer necessary what we showed in that beginning. And then the complex route that we began to go wasn't good enough. It was hard to take seriously. It was hard to keep the mood consistent. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to make a dark film with like a little touch of laughter, you know, like like Jordan Peele would do.
And
you
the
know,
only time
Don't mention Jordan Peele in this.
no, I'm trying to say with
James.
Yeah,
I'm trying to say with like the little touch of comedy, right? Because that was obviously the girl. She had the little hits of comedy, but outside of that, it's really supposed to be a dark flick. But the without giving it away, the whole thing that the film was about and how like her birth with her whatever, right? Like without trying to say it, that whole like piece that gets connected at the end is like really silly. And the way we see and the way we see them like interact in the film and do certain things is so mind-boggling, like ridiculous and funny because you're laughing because it's just like, how did you put this together and think that this was gonna work?
Like, how did you?
You know what I mean?
You,
like
literally bandaged that ending.
Yeah.
But it's even more than the ending. It's like without giving it away, but it's just like someone running around backwards in a film. Like, how do you take that seriously?
Okay, see what
It was.
No, I'm not without trying to get because it's like what I haven't said.
But look, no, you're right. You're right.
Like someone running around backwards in a film and can be that like that like agile and all. It's just silly. You know, and so because of that, you kill the mood to the film. Any and all seriousness that you did have, you now lost, right? Because in the beginning, you're showing the husband, the potential abuse, the actual abuse. All of that is a hard-hitting film. And then now all of a sudden, you're telling me we're going to semi middle of the film, and then now we're getting ready to talk about somebody that's running around backwards and is like
the deadline.
He had to get it done, huh? Because that's
what he did. Yeah,
that's essentially
he went outside.
They sold us a lie in the first hour that this was going to be something.
But my thing is that's not even a full hour into the film because
all right,
I think
the first 45 minutes were like it was going to be good, and then all of a sudden you're like, this ain't going to be good. And
I don't want to steal his thunder because I know he's going to mention it. But the second part that really was awful was the music. You remember we had mentioned that the music.
We could just go right in, bro. Like,
the music was not it.
Trash.
When they hit the midpoint of the film, when it's like a crime scene outside of the house, and they just hit us with that like I don't even know what the choice of music was there, and it like did this whole like little fuzzy like camera take where it was like it was like
it wasn't right.
It was it just. Yeah, so, but I mean, it was just like those choices, like you have now destroyed a potentially like decent film, you know, and I'm trying not to go on forever here, but it was just like quite a few cons that actually just like overshadowed any potential positive that the film did have or could have had. You know, and then it just jumped like some of the stuff the characters were doing were even defying gravity, and this was the type of film that was supposed to have like a touch of realism to it because of the things that they introduced into the beginning. Because these are what was that phone?
Yeah.
Okay. There were things like it was like a potential realism in the film where it's like, yes, people are going through abuse in real life, and we're showing this. You know, so
that part made sense to me.
No. Hear me out. But that's what's cool, right? But then now when we're seeing people jump from fire escape to fire escape to fire escape, and you're just like, okay, what? This is
he's not normal per se.
But my thing is like, yeah, and it's just so absurd on how like far off the spectrum we really go. Cause we really go from like I said, like an actual like real, like, okay, this is gonna be real, but horror to
crazy, wild.
To almost like we were watching a superhero film.
Yeah.
You know, maybe like something in the realm of Blade,
completely
or
turned.
in the realm of like some dark Spider-Man Venom type vibe.
The End was a completely different movie.
Yeah.
It was a completely different
But
movie.
see, you guys keep saying end, and my thing is like it started to happen way before that. It was like once they sat at the couch and she found out, and her head was whatever doing all that, and she was tripping out. Remember when she went to see the psychiatrist?
That's the psychiatrist.
Yeah, but that's like the middle.
Okay, whatever. I just the first 20 minutes, and then all that when it reveals is the end to me, and that was the whack part. Yeah, I don't have the minute to minute, but yeah, go.
Yo, from cons, from legend, trash. That's how I'm gonna talk. That's what I'm gonna say. It's trash. Go see it though. Definitely go see it.
Why are you gonna recommend it if it's
I'm gonna
trash?
recommend it. I'm gonna recommend it to go see it. You know me. I'm just a different breed. Look, hey, go see the movie. Go see Malignant. Cause if I wasted at least $850.
See, that's why you gotta get on the A list though, cause
You wouldn't have wasted it.
I already know it's alright. It's cool. It's okay. Look, you need to too. You know what I'm saying? It's just paper. It's alright. It'll come back to you. God bless you. You know what I'm saying? You did a good deed by going to go see this movie. Trust me. He will bless you. I don't really want to I can't really dig into it without saying much. I can't describe things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go see it.
So since you on your note of go see it, we'll get into the ratings. Yeah. So this is what really shocked me though, was the ratings. Because it did phenomenally. So, Rotten Tomatoes.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Yes, correct. Good. They rated it well.
Because they went to go see it.
Malignant on Rotten Tomatoes got a 76%.
Okay, and what are they saying?
The IMDb, hold on, let me get into IMDb real quick.
These comments.
IMDb gave it a 6.3. Those are high. For a movie that we can only think of one common pro, which was giving him points for being unique, which is not even really, that's barely a pro. We've had to basically just drum up something for that. That got a 6.3 from the people, and then IMDb gave it a 76%, or the Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 76%.
IMDb.
So that's a C plus,
Rotten Tomatoes.
almost a B.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous to me.
That boy good.
Now, on our scale of entertainment and originality, it can do well, but this will be the one film where I'm not gonna I'm gonna make it low on purpose because I don't want y'all to go see it. Because you know me, first of all, it's not hard to entertain me. So the fact that this fell flat, you had to do something really odd. But even though the scale, I just said it engaged me and it was original, I'm not gonna rate this one high on purpose.
What was the part that you laughed at in the film?
The cell. When she was in the cell.
Oh, okay.
Started just going to town. I was in the theater you know how you try not to laugh loud? I was just because I was rolling, Blair, tears in my eyes. Because I'm what is going on? When they was talking trash to her, she just...
Yeah. Eric was laughing at that too. He was telling me.
Yeah, she was like...
That
was funny.
And the killing for me was just funny.
That was, it was just... that had me weak. But again, at that point, I had given up because I was like, "This film's a joke."
Yeah, the other thing I was gonna say was the relationship, or just with the Asian detective. It didn't make sense. His showing interest in the female lead's sister. It was just we would begin to potentially introduce something. And then went absolutely nowhere with it, and it was just what was the point in even going that route? What did we have to gain?
I mean, it's just typical movie.
No, but my thing is
no, I know what you're saying, but it just they do that. That's film.
What we just start to potentially introduce something and how it might go, and then just forget all about it
because they think they're gonna make a 2.
Nah, they ain't gonna make a sequel. But I'm just saying, they put romance storylines in there.
Hey, y'all.
Nah, 2's coming. You right. I believe that. 2's coming.
I know stuff. Right? I'm just saying, I know stuff.
I believe you. A two's coming.
That two's coming, and it's like for real.
But on that note, though, is 76%? Is that not wild?
James.
That's a good rating.
Yeah, it's a good rating.
6.3 on IMDb. The people said that was a 6.3.
And you think they're not coming with it too?
I don't
Probably.
think. I don't think the ratings have like really averaged out, because I know between us three, I know 3 other people that thought it was bad and couldn't take
But
the
here's
film
the
and
thing.
couldn't take the film seriously.
Because that's why. If I was reading through some of the critics, they liked the fact that it was like quirky. They're like, "Welcome back, James Wan." I was like this is his, welcome back party. Like, give him an Oscar. And everyone liked. They were actually flipped. They were saying the beginning was a joke, and that the ending was the best part. They're like, "Ooh, when you get to that reveal, everything makes sense." Like the reveal is good. Like. I'll read some off because this is the first time in Slate Laced.
I'll run it back and watch it again.
This is the first time in Slate Laced history we're going to really go over some of these because I'm confused. I'm just confused about what I saw. Malignant is the type of movie that requires viewers to strap in and shut up from the onset. There's no way to watch this deranged follow-up and not conclude that Wan's back where he belongs. Wan's final twist is so... maniacal. There you go, good job. And deeply and thoroughly stupid that it makes up for minor missteps along the way. Overstuffed, over budgeted, the director begins connecting dots backwards. It's far-fetched, a bit ridiculous, yet fully dedicated to creating its own rules and sticking by them. And it doesn't look back.
James.
In being willing to be gross, occasionally shocking, rightly historic in its delivery, and in balancing itself so well, Malignant finds an unlikely path to reviving and defamiliarizing a godly number of cliches. So these are all positives, though. Like, people love the little twist and whatnot. I'm just confused. I don't know.
I just don't think the
did we
movie
watch
is consistent.
I'm wondering, did we watch the right Malignant?
And it's like, what's crazy to me
Is it Malignant? Did we read
Because
the
sometimes when you go
Did we
to
watch
Fire
the wrong
Stick
movie?
and you click on the movie,
That's what I'm saying. Did the Fire Stick fire up in AMC?
Yeah, it's another flip. That they show us something different. It sound a little bit the same, but did we watch the beginning part though?
No.
So deliriously deranged is director James Wan's big reveal that you'll delight in the fact that you're shocked, even when you know the shock is coming. Like, it's delightful. The shock.
See, but my thing is that the film would be better that if, like, you know how they're talking about the ending? If that ending was consistent through the whole film,
with the first part,
then it would be better.
That's what we sat here and said.
If the beginning was consistent with the beginning,
but they trying to
and they took it to the end, then the film would be better.
Here goes another one real quick.
Blue's Clues. And y'all missed one of the biggest clues.
One of the weirdest big studio horror films in years. It is likely to leave many mainstream audience members scratching their head, but there's a lot to love for those who enjoy offbeat horror.
Look,
this ain't an offbeat horror. I'll list out some offbeat horrors. Go watch Creep. Those are offbeat horrors. Yeah. Creep 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That's offbeat. This is some weird, corny.
Even
that
remember we thought it was gonna be over there. I don't know if you want to say offbeat that M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, Midsommar.
Yeah, with all the red when they had all the red.
All the red.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan, whatever.
Shyamalan, yeah. What about him?
He had
no, Midsommar wasn't.
Oh, he's talking about what's it called? He's talking about the one in the Cabin in the Woods. Is it Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, it's the one in the woods though, where like
it's
Hereditary.
They are pilgrim people. They are Mormons and whatnot.
Yeah. Did I see it?
Yes, everybody.
It's like from like 06.
So hyped. Yeah.
I don't remember the name.
And it was just like such gonna be a horror.
And then at the end of the film, you leave the village. And
it was called the Village.
There we go.
Okay.
Wasn't that just like weird?
Yeah. But my thing is
offbeat has been done better than this.
Yeah, that was offbeat.
My thing is like, look, you can't put a hat and a bow tie on some poop for picture day and tell me it's not poop. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, don't sit here and tell me That it was like I sat here and watched it just like everyone else did. I get it, but I sat there and watched it, and that's not what I saw.
And that's why I'm confused.
You know?
That's why I'm confused by the ratings. But anyways, look, it got abnormally high ratings. We're gonna get into the Slate rate, the only rating that matters. Blair, 1 to 5, entertainment. What you got?
I give it that.
You can't put that. You can't put a poop on the tie and a poop. All right, go ahead. What do you rate this thing?
I'm gonna give it a 2 because the girl made me laugh.
It was funny at one point. Eric, 1 to 5, what you got? Entertainment.
What?
1 entertainment?
Oh, entertainment. Actually, entertainment. Like actually like entertained. Like now, does that cause for like being up, being like like?
It's like were you entertained? Yeah. It wasn't boring. That's the thing. But it wasn't good. That's the other thing.
Rating. We're on my rating.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my rating is I'm gonna give it like a. I'll give it like a. 2 and a quarter.
Okay. I'll give it middle of the road. I'm going
back 1.5.
1.5. I'm going 2.5. I'm just trying to go in the middle. Because it wasn't, to me, it wasn't like a snooze fest, but the movie just wasn't good.
That's genuine. God bless you.
And then, I mean, I bragged about the uniqueness, so this is I'm about to shoot myself in the foot with this. So I was like, oh, it's different. And then originality, Blair, 1 to 5, what you got?
There was a little originality to it.
It was very original. It was weird and different. The whole thing was original.
Originality?
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to purposely rate it low so that people don't see this.
To the roof for originality, though.
Because it's probably a 4.
I'll give it a 3 for originality.
3 for originality?
Because I still want you to be able to execute.
Yeah. Execute the originality.
I don't understand that, but I'm acting like I didn't hear what you said. Go ahead.
I'm going to give it, I mean,
what's the
it was one of my pros that it was unique. I gotta go 4, unfortunately. Yeah. Unfortunately. I don't even want to do this, guys. I don't want to do this. My hands are tired. That's why I rated it super low.
Uniqueness? Nah, I'm going shooting it up. Pay homage to where it is, man. What, 5 is the highest?
That's the highest.
That shit is original.
It is. It is 5.
5. Because honestly, it like you said, I understand you're gonna give it that 4. I understand, but yeah, it's just.
I gave it 4. You gave it a 3.
Oh, you gave it 3.
I gave it a 3.
I understand our ratings. I understand our ratings, but yeah, because of execution, that's it. But it was just unique. It was so unique to me. I'm just sitting there like.
You've never seen anything like this. You've never seen anything like this. So
James, I will say, bro, I hope there was nothing to see after the credits.
No, there wasn't. I stayed.
But you went for Malignant too, though.
God bless y'all. God bless y'all.
You know I stay for no matter what the film is.
All right, so just to recap, I had it at what, a 4?
You got it at a 4, and then a 2 and 2.
So 6.5. I had it at 6.5. Blair, you had it at.
I gave it a straight 2 as far as entertainment goes, and then I gave it a 6. No, I didn't. I gave it a 3.
Sorry. So 5.
So 5. He gave it a 1.5.
So 6.5. So that averages out to about a 5.5 to 6.
It's worse than that in my mind.
It is, but again, that originality. Unfortunately, our scales are a little tipped sometimes. But the originality saved it, but the originality killed it at the same time. I mean, I'm straight up gonna tell you, don't see this. Eric's gonna say you gotta waste your money like he did.
See it.
Blair, what you saying? Straight up.
See it on Hump Day after Hump Day.
Look, the critics are saying go see it. This is wild to me. This is the first time I'm in like staunch disagreement with the critics. This doesn't make sense. They disrespected the heck out of Candyman, but they gave this a 76%.
Yeah, they're not even in the same ballpark.
Come on now.
Let alone the same planet.
I mean, Candyman got a little higher rating, but I'm just saying as far as like just critics loving it, like Candyman didn't even get this kind of love. Come on now.
I don't know if I would say go see it. I think that if you want to watch a weird film and you're just on a weird film kick, because there's obviously a lot of weird films out there that you should check out. I would say check it out. If you're in the mood for watching something and you just don't know what you're gonna get, and it's just so strange that you're just like, what am I watching? This is the film for you. But if you want like solid structure and execution, and front to back, like you're just it's gripping and chilling, and you're just like, oh my, this ain't the film for you.
Yeah.
James.
Agreed.
You want an inconsistent mood? This is your film. But
if you want something to play in the background of a Halloween party,
this is perfect. Hey, get up.
Fire it up.
Get up off your couches and go see it. Get up off your couch and go see Malignant. That's what you do. Go see it before Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Stream it. Do whatever you gotta go do.
Mm-hmm.
See Malignant. You know what I'm saying? Comment below. Come talk to us about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Say what you gotta say below. Please, I want to know. Like Joe.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, just to wrap that up, I mean, see it if you want. I don't recommend it. The critics loved it for some strange reason, but that pretty much concludes our review for *Malignant*. Again, written and directed by James Wan himself. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to kind of close the chapter on that, because that was a weird one. We do have some more film coming up. We'll probably do that new Clint Eastwood one.
Yes,
Westerns, baby.
So see what that's about. The man is 92.
Send us out with a
So
bang.
he's like 92 years old, still out here writing and directing movies.
Don't link with James.
This is a little crazy. Obviously, we'll have some more sneaker content. We got that on deck. Anything else before we close, guys?
Nah, everybody stay safe, stay masked up, stay prayed up. Yeah.
Blair?
Yeah, what he said.
All right. It is the Slate Laced Gang. We're out.
For the game.